And we're live! Welcome to Startup TNT Investment Summit 9. It's week 266 of having fun, making friends, building companies every single Thursday. It's our Thursday night tradition. Tonight's a really special Thursday where we invest in local startups with local investors. I'm Zach Storms, one of the founders of Startup TNT, and here with me is Kyle Conserata, our Edmonton lead. Kyle, how you doing?
Great.
Man of few words. He's succinct, to the point, just wants to invest. All right, tell us a little about the rundown tonight, because you're wearing a jersey. What's going on for those people tuning in from out of town? What's going on tonight?
All right, we're going to hear 5 pitches, we're going to invest, and then we're going to watch the hockey game.
We're going to watch the hockey game. We got a schedule. We got to stay on it. We can't mess around. Thanks, everyone, for coming. We've got a little intro call here. And who's kicking us off?
All right, representing Edmonton Unlimited, it's the CEO, the brand new CEO, Tom Vinica, to say a few words.
Big round of applause for Tom. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks, Zach. I wish that I had the charisma of this guy. Anyways, I'm very excited to be here. I am so excited to be in this new role that I have here with Edmonton Unlimited. I love what you guys have done, and I applaud you. This is, such an amazing community that's here in town and all across Western Canada. Congratulations on just doing such great work for this community. And I am so thrilled to be able to now, and honored actually, to be able to participate and both tonight and then also going forward and developing and growing the community for these entrepreneurs. I love entrepreneurship. It's been something I've been passionate about my whole life. And if I'm not an entrepreneur myself at the time, I love being able to support them and work with them, and so I'm thrilled to be able to do that here at Edmonton Unlimited. That's our goal, working with founders and the community that supports them. And so please, if you're excited about entrepreneurs, which it's hard for me to imagine that if you're in this room you're not, come and let's chat. Speaking of chatting, not next Tuesday, Tuesday after, we're going to be having a community town hall where we'll be able to chat, and you'll be able to ask questions. You can do it in advance or even live in the audience that day. I'm looking forward to having that chat with the community. Please come and join. And then for right now, though, let's get this party started.
Yeah, I think we're ready for it. Let's hear it for Tom. Thanks, Tom. The guy has 5 kids. Excuse me, the guy has 6 kids. Just had another kid. Guy has 6 kids. All right. Listen, we're about to get an official start, but let's just give a quick shout out. There's some special people here tonight. When I look around the room, Todd Carson and John Pinson, 2 of our very first investors way back in February 2020 are here tonight. Christine Reimer, attendee at the very first happy hour, recently joined our team, is here tonight. Tim Lin, co-founder of Startup TNT, is here tonight. Yeah, we're all surprised by that one. Michael Oshry, our board chair, is here tonight. Here he is, Michael Oshry. Thank you. Big round of applause for our board chair, please. Amazing guy. All right, so with that, Kyle, let's get the official program started. We're going to start off with a land acknowledgement.
We acknowledge all the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit who have walked on this land before us. We recognize this land has been here before us and will remain after we are gone. The land embraces the spirits of lives that lived on it and shares the narratives of those who have walked on it before us. Tonight, we honor those elders whose stories this land carries. We aim to create a safe space for all Indigenous communities at TNT. Tonight, we honor their mission to gather the community and share stories.
Thank you, Kyle. And here to share stories with us is our starting lineup for the TNT Summit 9. Let's hear a big round of applause from Aqua-Cell Energy. It's Keith Clayland. From CityScan Technologies, it's Mustafa Gould. And from Northernmost out of Chicago, it's Mr. Ron Mills. From Sketchdeck AI, soon to be a dad himself, is Dan Campbell. And wrapping up our top 5 is Sheldon from Swift Charge. Sheldon's not here yet. He better get here soon. There's a lot of traffic out there. All right, let's bring it back, Kyle. Let's bring it back. What's going on tonight? How's it work?
Okay, so this is not a pitch competition. This is the culmination of an 8-week investment summit. We started off with 20 companies, and our 20 different investors from within Edmonton have committed $5,000 up front, put into a pool of $100,000 TNT VC fund is going to top up another $50,000 to make it a $150,000 investment. And tonight we're going to hear the top 5 companies pitch. But we've already gone through due diligence, just as any VC would. We've had meetings, we've had referrals, we've gone through their financials, and then tonight you're going to hear the winner.
Yeah, and I do want to just pause and emphasize, because sometimes new people to TNT don't realize, it's a lot more than just what you see tonight. You know, these investors, they don't actually know each other, they don't know the founders, they commit money, they spend 8 weeks, they go from strangers to friends to angel investors together. It all culminates tonight. It's a really special thing. It's pretty freaking awesome. So let's give a big round of applause for our investors that have been with us. Because they've invested $13.5 million into 96 companies across Western Canada. We're going to cross 14 million tonight. We're going to add some more logos up here. We've got a very diverse group. We're really very proud. A very diverse group of companies from all walks of life are represented in the Startup TNT portfolio. Kyle, tell us a little bit about the Edmonton portfolio.
Yeah, so just in Edmonton alone, over the last 4 years, we've had 151 local investors commit $3.9 million, and they've invested now in 29 local startups.
That's incredible. It's going to be 4 million tonight. It's going to be 4 million after tonight. All right, let's keep it going. It takes a village to do what we're doing, and we've got a great group of partners and sponsors that have been helping us, about 60 or so across all of our regions. These are the ones helping us out with this event tonight here in Edmonton. We take our friendships very seriously. Some of them are here to help us co-host the event and announce our entrepreneurs. Some of them actually investing with us tonight, individually as investors. All of them there to support founders from across the region. So let's give a big round of applause for all of our sponsors here tonight. We've got a fun little trivia game for later to tell you a little bit about our sponsors. All right, let's go through what's actually happening tonight. How's the agenda going to work?
Okay, starting right away, we're going to have 5 pitches. Each presenter is going to have 4 minutes to pitch, and then we're going to call up one of our investors who've been involved in the due diligence process, and we're going to have a 2-minute Q&A. And you see this QR code here on the screen and around the building. Scan that. That's going to give you the opportunity to give advice, feedback, share connections with founders. Zach has a secret recipe for startups.
Oh, yeah, there's 3 things all startups need, very simply. Talent, referrals, and money. Everyone here needs talent, referrals, and money. So scan that QR card. Think about how we as a community can help these founders. They don't just need some money, they need talent and referrals as well. Okay, and just quickly, after the pitches are done, investors are going to deliberate. At 6 o'clock sharp, we have to stay on schedule. We're all going to watch the Oilers game, and please join us at Red Star afterwards for a very fun evening. Let's hope we have something to celebrate. 2 things to celebrate. Okay, let's get back to it. What's happening next? The pitches.
Let the pitches begin.
All right, who's here to introduce the first company?
Andrew from PrairieScan.
All right, let's hear it for Andrew from PrairieScan, one of our key funders. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Startup TNT, for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. I always love coming and watching this community in action. I think that's sort of the most important part of the investments that we make, building community. My name's Andrew Pryor. I'm with Prairies Economic Development Canada. We're also known as PrairiesCan. I think most of you know who we are, but for those who don't, we're a federal government department, and we are mandated to support economic development in the prairies, and innovation is a key focus for us to support that growth. We make indirect investments to support innovators and entrepreneurs. So we invested in Startup TNT, we invested in Edmonton Unlimited, and we also make direct investments, 0 interest loans, $250,000 to $500,000. Actually, I think we've recently made investments in some Startup TNT alum, Wyvern, Zero Point Cryogenics, and Waitwell. I think for me, what's interesting about that is you have companies that have quite recently been raising seed or pre-seed, and then they've moved quite quickly to securing 6 or 7 figure loans, like becoming bankable. And I think for me, it's a testament to not only the quality of the company and the founders that are coming through, but also the quality of the programming and the community that builds around these companies. So what are we looking at now? Moving forward, PrairiesCan is very interested in energy, natural resources, and agriculture. So what we're going to be doing is investing in entrepreneurs and innovators that are helping those industries transform to net zero, as well as helping those industries to derive new sources of value and competitiveness. We've got a couple of things coming out of Budget 2024. We've got some housing funding, so companies and organizations that can help in the near term address housing supply issues. And we also have some artificial intelligence funding. So we'll be deploying capital into scale to help startups scale up. And then on the other side of that equation, we're trying to help traditional sectors to adopt. With that, please join me in welcoming Keith from Aqua-Cell Energy to the stage.
Perfect. All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Keith Cleland with Aqua-Cell Energy. We are one of the fastest growing flow battery companies in the world right now, and we have letters of intent for pilots that will lead to the first 15 million in revenue. We build giant batteries made of water and salt. We sell them to electricity providers, think Enmax or Epcor here in Edmonton, and these companies have massive problems coming up with electrification of everything. Think vehicles, heating, you name it. These companies have to pay, like the electricity providers have to pay for that. That's doubling the grid by about 2035 is going to cost trillions of dollars. Now there is a cheaper way to do that with batteries. This will solve both the supply and the demand problems that come with electrification. When everybody is demanding electricity all at the same time, that's when their infrastructure is maxed out. They can spend about $40 million on a substation or about $5 million worth of our batteries. On the supply side, solar electricity is about $30 a megawatt hour, but when there's no solar, no wind, we're ramping up natural gas, it can be as high as $1,000 a megawatt hour. The batteries allow us to only pay for what's cheap. We can be the best batteries for this group because we use the most widely available resource on the planet, salt water. This allows for long duration energy storage for 12 hours up to days of storage at a fraction of the cost of lithium batteries. This means we can have very reliable energy storage. And while the cost of lithium batteries are coming down, there is so much demand for this scarce resource, it's keeping the prices high through electric vehicles, you name it. And then it's an unsafe, unsustainable resource. So with our saltwater batteries, we can scale up to be we can scale way faster than any other energy storage company because the hardware that houses the water and salt is already mass produced in the water treatment industry. We have patent pending improvements to the technology that prevents anyone new from doing this, and we can save about $3 million per year per megawatt. That's got the attention of a couple utilities here in Alberta who are interested in piloting our technology. They've signed letters of intent for pilots. That should lead to the first 15 million in revenue. We've also been the fastest flow battery company to scale to the full-scale battery stack. It's a battery as tall as me that we built in less than 6 months. We're focused on what we call the medium-scale, long-duration market opportunity for energy storage. On the very small scale, you can get lithium batteries and for short duration. And on the very large scale, you get pumped hydro. This leaves an $11 billion market opportunity in the middle that very few storage companies are going after. We're going to sell to these electric utilities. They're going to deploy the batteries at heavy electricity users on their grid. Think factories. This is a win-win because the electricity provider solves their electrification problems, and then the factory gets access to lower cost electricity. We're going to offer hybrid energy storage as a service. We're going to charge just enough money to cover the cost of the battery and the installation, and then an annual recurring service fee because we're going to operate that battery for these utilities. We can save them millions of dollars per year, so we're going to charge a recurring service fee for that. We've already scaled up to the full-scale battery stack. We just need to put 12 of these into a shipping container, which becomes our full-scale product, which we're going to pilot at the end of the year. I used to work at the water treatment manufacturer that mass produces this equipment, so I know exactly what it takes to scale up this technology. I met my co-founder Ellsworth working on flow batteries at the University of Waterloo, and our CFO David has had over 10 years of experience with startups. We're well on track to over 100 million in revenue by 2030. And the reason we can do that is because we have been the fastest flow battery company to scale up compared to our competitors. We've built the full-scale battery stack. We will build our first commercial demo at a fraction of the time and in a fraction of the capital that all these other companies have needed. We're effectively raising for a Series A milestone compared to these companies with our pre-seed round. So we're seeking investment in our company for $2 million. We're going to take that, leverage it with the government grant programs out there, so your dollars will go further, 2 or 3x, and we will use this to maintain our position as the fastest growing flow battery, delivering our pilot with the City of Medicine Hat, securing the traction we need for the next 15 million in revenue. Come be part of the clean energy revolution. It's a multi-billion-dollar market with investment flowing in fast. It's a patent-pending technology, proven technology, and customers are lined up. Together, we will change the way the world uses clean energy.
Thanks, Keith. Great. Please welcome to the stage longtime TNT investor, Kerry Russell.
Hey, Keith.
Hey, Kerry.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
I'm really glad to hear that somebody's working on the electrical grid crisis, that we can all see this coming, because I'm really worried about freezing in my house in the
Yeah,
future.
absolutely.
And I don't want to do that. So, I mean, you've built this battery, and I've seen it. It's big, and it's really cool. But now you got to put 12 of them in a box,
Yep.
make them work together in serial, or whatever that means, and then test them on a grid. Now, that seems like a huge job, and you're going to have that done by the end of the year?
Absolutely.
How are you going to get that done?
So I make that sound easy, but yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into that. So we are fortunate to partner with local colleges here in Edmonton, the NAIT Center for Grid Innovation, Center for Systems and Sensors Integration. So there's a team of 5 of us, but we're partnering with a team of about 20 or 30 technicians, engineers, and electricians. We've applied for $2 million worth of NRCan funding so we can get this funded. So with that group, we've agreed upon a schedule. We can get it tested, built out in the first shipping container. They're going to do all the hard stuff for us. We're doing the engineering, and they can do all the plumbing, the electrical, and then we can test it on their microgrid before shipping it out. So having these great partners is really what allows us to scale so fast.
And it's very impressive, the facility they have at NAIT and the people there. We met them. The other question I have is, these things are expensive.
Yep.
They're going to be, what, $3 million for your customers? But even building your pilot's expensive, and you need some money.
That's
so
right.
how's that fundraising? You know, I know you've got a lot of irons in the fire. Could you give us a bit of an update on how you're doing with getting people to kick in some money to make this happen?
Absolutely. And you know what? I am a first-time founder, so this is a learning process for me. So we're scaling up, and we're sorry, not scaling up. We're meeting with a lot of investors. So for example, on Tuesday, I just spent all day downtown Calgary meeting with different innovation funds, UC, University of Alberta Innovation Fund. There's a lot of people who we're starting to get warm introductions to. So to anyone in the crowd, if you know any climate-focused or impact-focused venture capitalists, I would love to meet you, or any introductions, because this is something we're trying to find a lead investor right now, and it's a long process, but we're confident we're getting the interest we need right now, so we're confident we're going to be able to close our funding. Looking at the end of the year, but yeah.
I heard a mention about 5 minutes ago, somebody's got some money maybe. Have you talked to him?
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be a great person that I'd love to stay in touch with. We should, yeah.
Make sure you do. Okay, great. Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, thanks, Kerry.
All right, thank you, Keith. Yeah, great start. Great presentation, Keith. Okay, we've got another special guest from Alberta Innovates here to introduce our next speaker, and someone actually I used to warmly refer to as our local area network, because her name is Lan, L-A-N, and she has been a supporter and mentor of mine as long as I've been in this community, so it's so great to have you here, Lan. Welcome on stage.
Thank you, thank you. So Zach and I, we go really way back, and I remember when we were just sitting in the fishbowl on Enterprise Square and discuss what if we do something. And here we are, 5-6 years later, and wow, that's all I can say. Zach and Tim, you two have just built this initiative, really big here in Edmonton and across Alberta, and now across Western Canada, with Vancouver as the newest site. So congratulations on that. Hi, everyone. My name is Lan Tan, and I'm the director at Alberta Innovates for the accelerators. And I'm really here on behalf of my colleague, Ayo, who is really the main contact with Zach and the team. So for those of you who do not know Alberta Innovates, especially those that are tuning in from all around the world, Alberta Innovates is a crown corporation of the government of Alberta, and we are the innovation engine of Alberta, supporting innovation all the way from discovery at the university all the way through market into commercialization. So we do a lot of work here in Alberta, and we are right now, we have about $1.2 billion of project under management, over 1,300 projects. And we're here to support, especially as Andrew mentioned from CityScan, we support the ecosystem, and we like to build out and really push our ecosystem, encourage, and build it up to the next level. So I'm here, and I'm really thrilled today to introduce University of Alberta company, Mustafa Gül for CityScan Technologies. Over to you, Mustafa.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mustafa Gül, and I'm the CEO of CityScan Technologies. And today I'm excited to talk to you about the solutions we developed to address critical challenges in the transportation infrastructure industry. We all know that our transportation infrastructure is deteriorating, and we need effective assessment technologies to improve their performance, but more importantly, to decrease their life cycle costs. But the current assessment technologies face two major problems. They are expensive, and very complex to apply, both on the data collection side and also at the data processing side. And due to these reasons, they lack the scalability we need for widespread network applications. So at CityScan, we developed a cost-effective and user-friendly technology that supports full automation, and due to these reasons, it is highly scalable. Compared to traditional existing technology, our technology, you probably can't even see it in the picture. So our flagship technology, Asset Intelligence and Payment AI, uses artificial intelligence to convert simple data collection to comprehensive infrastructure intelligence. We start with inexpensive equipment to collect data, images basically, and process that data with our proprietary algorithms and upload the results on our platform, which offers a lot of unique features, including showing the results at different levels, from network level to each 5-meter segment. The market we are in is huge. The infrastructure assessment market is huge, and it's expected to double to $75 billion by 2030. And transportation segment accounts for about 1/3 of this market. And the biggest share of this market is in the North America region. And only for our Payment AI technology, the global market is more than $6 billion annually. And we have developed a tier-based market entry approach, and you can see that only even the tier 1 countries will add up to around $2.5 billion annually again in terms of revenue generation. We can categorize our competitors into two conventional non-AI solutions. I would call them like traditional solutions, and also conventional AI solutions. Compared to our competitors, our technology is low cost, highly precise, and again, scalable all at the same time. So with simpler equipment, with our proprietary algorithms, we can get comparable or better results at a lower cost. Our business model is flexible. Currently, we are on recurring contracts, and we are transitioning to fully subscription-based SaaS modeling using the modular product suite that we are developing. Currently, we are focusing on the asset intelligence, and then we are developing Aqua Intelligence and the action intelligence, it was here, which will close the loop for that SaaS model. We have gained traction already with a paid project with the City of St. Albert, and we have completed several demo projects with many cities in Alberta and British Columbia already. And we expect that our revenue will grow significantly in the near future, and we are expecting to be a global market leader by the end of the decade. Our team features several experts in different areas, all led by the two co-founders, myself and Chi-Pei Mei, who is here today with us. With our pre-seed funding and other funds, we developed our MVP, and now we are seeking $750K to $1 million in seed funding to grow our business and further improve our technology and to automate it. Thank you very much for your attention and time.
Well done, Mustafa. My microphone's not working. Mic check 2. None of these microphones. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. Here to ask questions for Mustafa is Raf, one of our investors with us tonight.
Thank you, Zach. Great presentation, Mustafa. Congratulations on everything you accomplished so far. I know this is a very exciting technology, especially for those of us who might have a pothole in front of our house. We want to get it on your system as soon as possible to get it fixed.
Thank you.
Just a couple questions for you. You mentioned that you have a demo project with the city of St. Albert. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that's going and the feedback you're getting?
Well, thank you, Rifai. That's a great question. And we are really enjoying this project because we need visionary people for the change in the market. And they are really, the project has been great because we're meeting with them every other week and discussing so that we can see things from the client's perspective and user's perspective and, develop our technology with them. So it's been great so far.
That's terrific, and excited to see how that continues to develop for you. One more question for you. I know that you didn't get to touch on it too much in your presentation, but there's some exciting stuff on your product roadmap that you told us about with relation to other infrastructure you might be able to also do some inspection of and build into your platform. Can you tell us a little bit more about what your product roadmap looks like?
Sure, thank you. Carl, can I go back? Oh, I can go backwards here. So yes, I didn't have time in these 4 minutes to touch upon these, but we are already expanding to different markets here. Payment assessment is our first entry market, and you can see we have some gray buttons here. We are already extending to active pathways, sidewalks, and these are markets that already exist. We are just going to introduce our technology to these markets, and then we will just keep going with different markets.
Thank you very much, Mustafa. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks again.
Okay, 2 pitches down, 3 to go. We're actually a couple of minutes ahead of schedule. Can you believe that?
Yeah, for now.
We're running a tight ship here. And we've got a little fun game to sort of stretch our minds and our legs. It's called Guess That Sponsor. You guys ready? Got some trivia questions. And Kyle has pins to give away. So we've got the sponsors up here. It's one of these sponsors, so don't guess someone whose logo you don't see. All right. So this organization provided over $11 billion in financing to 100,000 entrepreneurs last year through a combination of debt and equity instruments. BDC! BDC, right here in the front row. Going strong, going strong. All right, let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. This law firm can trace its origins to Toronto. Back in 1863, they have now written Canada's only book on private sector M&A. Faskin. Knew it right away. That was a tough one because there's a couple law firms up there. So he knows his law firms, All right, this is the largest Edmonton-founded independent full-service accounting firm in Alberta. Close. MNP's awesome. Angela's here tonight. We have another accounting firm that's friends with us. Who knows them? KRP. Who is that? There, she knows her accounting firms. Okay. This is the largest philanthropically driven university-based investment fund of its kind in Canada. Actually, their logo might not be on there. It's USEED. They're affiliated with the University of Calgary Hunter Hub for Engineering. So, yeah, okay, all right, Colin gets it. Of course he does. All right, and this Crown Corporation has catalyzed over $1.2 billion in investment into Alberta technology companies. AEC! Land knows it. One Crown Corporation to another. Okay. With that, we'll be back after the next set of pitches for another round of trivia. Okay, who's up next? It's on the card. That's
Sorry. Patrick from Oslo.
it's Patrick from Osler. It's Patrick from Osler. That's who's up next. Here he is.
Thanks, guys. Coming in from the wrong side of the stage, as usual here. So before we begin, I have a confession to make. I was telling Kyle earlier tonight that I'm actually from Vancouver originally, and was extremely tempted to bring a Canucks jersey. I know. For once, my better judgment prevailed, so I stand here without it. As mentioned, my name is Patrick Musgrave. I'm a lawyer with Osler's emerging tech and venture practice in the prairies. So we represent technology companies full life cycle from startup through exit, and represent investors in and acquirers of those companies. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Ron Mills from Northernmost.
Hello, everybody. Ron Mills from Northernmost. Great crop of companies. We're flattered to be in their company. We make machines for organ transplant, specifically preservation, transportation devices. There we go. We are pioneers in this space, and in fact, in all humility, we created the market that we intend to take over, and we've added some tens of thousands of kidneys to the donor pool in our time in the market, and we've been waiting about 20 years for somebody to advance on that. And so we're doing it again. Some of us have been working together 25 years on this slide, some of us for 6. We are rooted in Edmonton with Bennu Engineering, which rose out of Tivasol, which I came to run 6 years ago, turned around, sold, and exited. We have award-winning products. We have a market-dominant commercialization under our belt in this space, and about 3 exits. The subject is kidneys. You think in transplant that the problem, the unmet medical need, is the waiting list, but it's actually a huge disease state. It's the people who are dying for lack of a kidney that we're focusing on, and we work with partners who are trying to solve the entire problem. And transplant is far superior to dialysis, but to get a transplant done, you need to get the organ from the donor to the recipient. And in most of the time, that requires transportation on a plane. And we waste about 30% in the United States of kidneys after they're donated because they can't make that trip, because they go in boxes, a pump or a cooler. One's vastly superior, but it can't get on the plane. We made it. We know it's beautiful. It's in the permanent collection of the Museum of Modern Art, but it's on the no-fly list. And so if you can't get on the plane, you can't benefit from that evidence. So what we're making is a smaller, better, lighter version of the predicate, which gives us a really nice regulatory pathway, but also allows us to sell these pumps, these sterile sets that goes into the durable set, was where we make our money. And so we get to use a business model we've always wanted to use, which is product as a service. And so we can move these machines around. Our customers have the benefit of using them, and we drive tremendous usage through those machines so that most all kidneys can have the benefit of this preservation. The thing about our market is that business model is great for the market today. It's even better for what's happening. So people are growing, freezing, printing, and especially farming kidneys. And this market's about to explode, and we not only won't be obsoleted, we're positioned for that future. We're talking to the people who this year have already done the first 2, pig to human transplants. It's not science fiction anymore. And we know those CEOs, and they're watching us and talking to us and ready to deal with us. We also have a large, target-rich environment of companies we already know, we're already talking to. I've done actual M&A activity with some of these companies already, and some of the larger ones on the bottom are looking at this space, waiting to get in as this market's been growing tremendously. And so we're kind of skating to where the pig is going to be, and trying to build something in Edmonton and a whole medical device, business around transplant medical devices. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ron. Please welcome to the stage first-time TNT investor, Teresa.
Thank you, Ron. That was an excellent presentation, and I have to give a quick thanks for the crash course in kidney transplant. In the last little while doing the DD, I feel like I've learned so much from you, and thank you. And I think it's mind-blowing to know that in the past, 6 months to a year, there's actually been more than one pig to human transplant, kidney transplant, and also to think that soon enough we very well could be flying in a plane with a Northernmost small format kidney transporter sitting next to us. So it really goes to show you that the sky is the limit when it comes to medical devices and the innovation. So my first question for you today, Ron, is aside from the obvious, Edmonton being a city of champions, let's hope. Why Edmonton? Why stay in Edmonton? Why fundraise in Edmonton? Why build your product in Edmonton? Why stay in Edmonton when so much of the market seems to be in the United States? So much of the prototypes currently are in the United States, and you have such a strong connection with some of the foremost organizations in kidney transplant in the United States. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, thank you. And I know you've spoken with the National Kidney Foundation in the United States, which supports us financially and emotionally. They represent the patients in this world who are waiting. Edmonton is a choice for me. So I came up here 6 years ago, almost, to run a company called Tivasol. Sold it in 2 years flat. Third year with our global partners, got it growth funded, $56 million US. And learned a lot, but also established an engineering group here that is now available to us. That's one. The other is we've gathered resources. So across town, there's Mountain Integrated Medical Devices, who does sterile packaging and assembly of the kinds of sterile sets that we'll be making. It's right here. The airport has been amazing to us, reaching out and asking how they can help. That whole logistical thing is going to be really important, and their connections are going to be invaluable. But it's my personal choice to stay here. I'm pretty darn American, right? I grew up in Detroit, just north of Canada, as I often joke. And but when I came up here, it's like we started building something, and I started looking at the possibilities of a medical device hard tech hub based right here, and that's what gets me excited.
Great. Okay, thank you. That gets me excited, but revenue gets me excited also. So can you touch a little bit on your closed loop logistic plan and the sustainable revenue? I don't know if you want to maybe give like a high level example, when you've already got to the point that this has been FDA checked and you're ready to market your product. Could you just kind of give like maybe a quick example of that?
Yeah,
if that's possible.
My expertise is in commercialization, so I'm kind of working backwards from something I already know works because I've conquered that territory before, not just in the United States, North America, South America, Europe. I've been to Cape Town. I mean, come on. But the business model isn't just meant to enforce a sustainability claim, but it's also meant to drive usage. So it's about making money. It's about selling more disposable sets, $3,500 a pop, right? And the kidneys benefit, we benefit, our investors benefit, the world benefits from that working better.
Great. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, Ron.
Let's hear it for Ron and Teresa. Great conversation. The conversations can continue after the pitches during the networking. Okay, we have a long-standing tradition at Startup TNT, so before we announce the next company, I want to talk a little bit about that tradition because it's called donating to the bar tab to buy your friend a drink at TNT. It's actually how I met my co-founder, Tim Lin. He showed up one day at the closed-down bar, and he whipped out a $100 bill, and we became fast friends. So, It's going to be a long, fun night. Please, if you'd like to contribute and be a small hero in our community and buy your friend a drink at TNT tonight, you can send your donation to cheers@startuptnt.com. And the first donation just came in, Kyle. Guess who it is? Yours truly, Zach Storms, for $200. And I'll just also give a shout out to these really delicious non-alcoholic hazy IPAs. First timer on the non-alcoholic hazy IPA, and I got to say, it's going down really fresh. And the buzz from this audience is making up for any lack of alcohol. All right, Kyle, who's coming up next?
All right, introducing our next company is Angelo from MNP.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Zach. Hey, everyone. Obviously, I see a lot of familiar faces. It was great to host the Top 20 Summit at our office a few weeks back, but it's great to be here at Edmonton Limited. Shout out to Tom and the rest of the EU team. Great to be at EU today. My name is Angelo. I lead our technology and innovation team here in the province. That's a team that is a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs, for tech companies, for all their business challenges, from helping support capital raises, to helping expanding to the US, to even navigating accounting tax, all the way to helping prepare for an exit, either through an acquisition or an IPO. So for folks that are not familiar with MNP, and maybe hopefully this might be for the next trivia questions for the sponsorship, but MNP, we are a national accounting firm headquartered here in Alberta. We're coast to coast. We have 500 folks here in Edmonton alone, and we have 9,000 people in Canada. But we've always been known as the firm for entrepreneurs. We have the biggest private enterprise practice in Canada, and that's why we're very excited. I'm very excited to introduce our next entrepreneur today. So give it up for Daniel from Sketchdeck AI.
Let's get the show on the road. My name is Daniel. I'm a former structural engineer turned software salesman, but really problem solver for the construction industry. I founded the company to solve some of the challenges that I saw out in industry. 80%, estimators are wasting 80% of their time counting material from construction drawings. If you're not familiar with the construction industry, the way it works is general contractors send blueprints to specialty contractors. Specialty contractors spend that time counting that material. We've built a software where these companies can upload those documents. We use machine learning to automatically detect those pieces and export a bill of materials for these companies. Part of the exciting value that we're delivering to the industry is that last month we managed to bring in 20% growth and increase in MRR. Last time we pitched, we were at $355K in Canadian revenue. This time we're at 426 Canadian revenue. We spoke last time about Jay. Jay went from bidding 30 bids a month to 70 bids a month, and he nearly doubled his revenues. Today we're going to talk about Justin and Mindy. Justin bought the software in 2023, right when he had lost his senior estimator. He bought the software to fill the estimating gap that he had. After buying the software, Justin went from 12 million in 2022, went up to 30 million in 2023, and he's expecting to be at 40 million this year, thanks to the value that we're delivering to his software, to his company. There are 480,000 specialty contractors out there like Jay, Justin, and Mindy. We've started by focusing on structural steel. Structural steel is our beachhead market, but we plan on expanding to more markets like roofing, piping, and even mechanical. We've started with a go-to-market strategy of direct sales, but we're partnering with other software companies like Checkla, Strumis, and Bluebeam. Our competitors are focused on tackling this in a completely different way. We're focused on delivering the value to specialty contractors and increasing the amount of automation relative to what our competitors are delivering to the market. This is the exciting team that's delivering that value. Myself, I have the domain expertise. Grayson, he's a product operations manager. He's worked in multiple AI startups. We have the sales team and the front-end, back-end engineers and machine learning engineering team that's helping deliver this value. We'd love for you guys to join us, whether that's an investment tonight. I'm hoping we can get a W, but the big hope is that we all get a W and the Oilers win later on tonight. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan. Please welcome to the stage for Q&A, Mark.
Thanks, Kyle. Great job, Daniel. Good presentation. My one question is, if you could tell us a little bit more about how you landed your two most recent customers. Was it an outbound effort or was it more inbound?
So one of them was an outbound effort. We had been talking to the company. Actually, they're a local Edmonton company, our second steel fabricator to come in. And they connected with us. They said they're ready to buy, and they bought. The other one was an inbound. They saw one of our companies, not Justin and Mindy there, but another one of our customers posted on LinkedIn. They came in, and within 3 weeks, they had signed a $37,000 USD contract.
That's great. That's all I've got. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All right. Kyle, are we down to one pitch to go?
Yep.
That sounds right. Okay, but before we do that, we've got 4 more trivia questions. Do you have pins?
I do.
Okay, let's see how well this team knows our sponsors. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. This fund is a $23 million seed stage venture capital fund that matches angel investment into Alberta technology companies. Accelerate Fund. Daniel, right here, gets a pin. Let's hear it for him. This is the global leader in commercial real estate services, and they recently reported that in Q1 2024, Edmonton's office market demonstrated strength and resiliency with vacancy decreasing 90 basis points year over year. CBRE, he's got it, with some good news to share. More people are coming downtown. Okay, we run our annual Life Sciences Investment Summit with this organization, one of the largest life sciences commercialization organizations in all of Canada. Sienna got it first, before I finished. Sienna gets it first. All right, and this organization has processed over 4,500 shred claims using AI. You already got a pin. She was speaking on behalf of Andrew. All right, that was a lot of fun. We got some great sponsors. Hope you learned a little about them. And Kyle, we've got one more sponsor up to share. I believe it's the banker in the house that you wouldn't recognize as a banker. None other than Mr. Chase Christensen. Here, I'll take
this one. Okay. Thanks everybody. Thanks for having me. So actually, I am not the only banker in the house today. I do have 2 friends here. Most people probably wouldn't think I have any, but there are 2 here with me today. So look, if you want to speak with a banker that's not me, talk with both of them today. But so for those who don't know RBCX is Canada's largest bank that's focused on technology companies. We try to do things a little bit differently for those companies, lend to them a little bit differently. We're not as focused on the bottom line. You don't need to be profitable to get money from us. Pretty exciting on that space. But there's a bit more that we try to do for companies. And the one thing that I wanted to shout out today, so for any of those in the room today who are, maybe this is the first time coming to a TNT summit, they're not a founder, maybe they're thinking of being a founder, I'd encourage you to go to our website. We published an article relatively recently that's 75 terms that every founder should know. So if you want to get a bit of a crash course in the startup community and what it means to be a founder, great resource to go to. If you have any questions about that, come to me. I want to just give a bit of a different shout out than normal. But I have the privilege of introducing somebody that I've known for a few years, Sheldon with Swift Charge.
Thank you, Chase. Any electric vehicle drivers in the house? Good for you. Hopefully, after the end of presentation, for the rest of you, you will feel much more comfortable choosing EV as your next choice of vehicle. The future of mobility is electric, but the road to EV adoption is a bumpy one. The real mass market adoption of electric vehicles will be here when more under $30,000 EVs are in the market. When that happens, charging infrastructure will be the single biggest bottleneck. Hello, everyone. I'm Sheldon Jiang, co-founder and CEO of Swift Charge. We're revolutionizing EV charging, starting in the travel industry. So why is charging a problem? Because our buildings were never designed to power how we move. With the infrastructure being the biggest challenge, it usually requires a large capital upfront budget, a lengthy deployment time, and a lot of expertise to maintain and operate. So that is a lot of challenges for commercial property owners, especially for hotel owners. Because when we think of hotel owners, we relate to Marriott and Hilton, these large brands, but in reality, the owners and operators of hotels are franchisees to these brands who do not have the large capital budgets or the required expertise to maintain and operate industry-grade electronics. That's why we have come up with charging as a service. So we take on all the upfront capital costs so that the hotel owners do not have to take the risk. We share a portion of charging revenue with we charge EV drivers for the charging fee and share a portion of the revenue with hotel owners so they get a positive cash flow from day one. We have turnkey operations starting with installation, design, engineering, and installation to operations, repair, and maintenance so that they can offer this amazing amenity to their guests without any of the hassles. And in addition to that, we have built a software that's tailor-made for hotel so that they can operate and manage all their chargers across multiple locations and offer amazing charging experience to their guests. So how can we take this on? That almost sounds too good to be true. The reason for that is we have a proprietary cloud control and load management technology that allows us to maximize existing electrical infrastructure so that we are going to also manage all the energy. We can compatible with all charging equipment and incorporate with energy storage devices when necessary so that we can completely cut out the infrastructure upgrade cost to build EV charging equipment. So that allows us to cut out 70% of upfront cost of building charging stations, giving us a unique advantage to take this on and offer this with zero upfront cost to hotel owners while breaking even ourselves within 2 years. So how do hotels like this? Let's take a look at the numbers. So since starting this business model less than a year ago, we've signed 14 hotel groups, collectively owning 280 hotel locations. We have also deployed in 31 of the locations with more than 130 charging stations across 6 provinces. And when we fully deploy all the charging locations within the next few months, we'll have more than $1.2 million of revenue. So how big is the market? Our initial target market is 30,000 mid-range chain hotels, which should take us to $1.2 billion of revenue. When we fully expand to all the hospitality locations, including hotels, campgrounds, resort, casino, that's an $8.2 billion market. Globally, the public charging market is more than $300 billion a year. So let's take a look at the team. That's myself. I'm a second-time founder. I've been around the Edmonton ecosystem for a long time. And my last company was called Yardley. We scaled that to 22 markets and $4 million revenue a year before my exit in 2022. Then I became an angel investor with Startup TNT. And I met my co-founder here as an investor. And I initially invested into Zhongyi and Swift Charge. Zhongyi has been a PhD in electrical engineering and a world-class expert in the energy and grid space. And I was so impressed with the technology and where the company is going, and I decided to join the company as a CEO last year. In the team, we also have experiences, AI experience, hospitality experience from Booking.com, Pinterest, and Amazon. So we're raising $500,000 right now to fulfill our existing contracts and deploy in 150 more locations. That will take us to $2 million revenue in 2025. Thank you, everyone. Please join us to power traveling and beyond.
Thanks, Shelton. Please welcome to the stage for Q&A, David.
Well done, Sheldon. Good presentation.
Thank you.
I have two questions. First one, you're obviously an experienced entrepreneur. You have an exit. What makes SwiftCharge special, especially when you look at the competition you see in the industry?
Well, I mean, this is a very, there's a lot of tailwind in the market, and it's going to be a really big market. In terms of how we differentiate in the market, of course, I can talk about our experience in supply chain, our understanding in the hospitality space, and our advantage in our technology. But really, in this community, I just want to be really upfront. And I think the single biggest secret sauce on why we believe we'll become the biggest hospitality EV charging network is the team. Specifically, my co-founder, Joey, and me. I think we have the technical expertise and go-to-market expertise required to really stand out in this market, so that I'm very confident that within the next few years, we'll see our chargers covering along highways across North America.
Thank you. And the second question is, you showed, I think, about 16 locations or thereabout across the country. How do you go about deciding what locations to go after?
That's a really good question. So actually, the number became 31 since a couple of deployments in the past few months. And how we go about it is we focus on EV adoption in existing places, and we're focusing on where EV drivers want to go. So along highway locations, and really become the enablers for them to really travel beyond. So we want to become the driving force to really enable people to go long distance and make traveling in EV as seamless or even more seamless experience than ICE vehicles.
Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Sheldon. Well, that is the 5 pitches for tonight. Let's give one more big round of applause for all these presentations. They were great presentations tonight. We got great companies to debate. Investors, here's what's happening next. Well, investors, everybody. Investors, we have a deliberation room for us right back here. Come around to my right, to the back. Everyone else, stick around. We're going to try and keep this to 45 minutes to deliberate. The bar is open, alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. Food is arriving any minute, and we'll be back in 45 minutes to announce the winner and then watch the game.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. All right. Bring it in, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. We got a fun night ahead of us. Let's do a quick recap. Let's hear it for our 5 amazing entrepreneurs. Shake it out. Let's hear it for them. They all give really good pitches tonight. It's been really intense due diligence. We've got a really interesting mix of companies here that represent our community. Let's hear it for the sponsors. That was a lot of fun, giving shout outs to all of our sponsors throughout the night. We can't do without them. And just a reminder, we've raised $14 million. We started in Edmonton. We're the community that got this all going, that got this ball rolling. People are copying us now. I want to make sure that Calgary knows that they're copying us. They're trying to do what we do. We're the cool kids on the block. We're going to add some more logos to this tonight. And I'm actually really excited to share with everyone that we're more than a not-for-profit, we're more than a meetup group, we're more than a group of angel investors. We have a functioning VC fund. We've raised $3 million out of our target of 5. It co-invests with all the winners, and we support those companies with a network of venture partners to get to their next round of funding. We've had 45 LPs invest with us in this fund. It's pretty freaking awesome to see people go from a $5,000 commitment to their local founders to a $50,000 commitment to the entire Western Canadian startup community. And then, quick reminder, don't go anywhere. Hockey games start soon, and then we're all going to Red Star. And actually, I've been reflecting a little bit, and I have like a very special 2-minute soliloquy to share with you. And I would like to invite Tim, my co-founder, to help me deliver this soliloquy. He doesn't know anything about it. In classic fashion, he gets a mic, and we have a soliloquy. Can you, I printed this in size 24 font because I recently turned 40. I mean, maybe we should just alternate lines. We'll see how this goes. All right, here's the soliloquy. I'll read up until.
I like the italics. It's helpful for enunciation.
I'll read the first 3 lines, and then you read that one. Read that one. Okay? That one's your line. See that one?
Okay, I got it.
Where my thumb is.
Got it.
Okay.
I'm good at reading.
It's called "My Community is My Accelerator." My community is my accelerator. My community is my accelerator. Zach, you can host your happy hour at my bar. It's not open yet, so I'll come host it myself for you every single night.
Zach, I'll buy a round of drinks and a pizza to boot for everyone at the bar. Are we really doing this every single week?
Yeah, we are. Zach, I'll buy the tab for the entire bar tab tonight.
Zach, I'll come host when you're out of town and teach the attendees about cap tables.
Zach, I'll come teach everyone about this newly legalized drug. That was sensational.
This one wasn't me, but Zach, I'll donate a signed hockey stick from the captain of the Edmonton Oilers.
Zach, I'll create a custom shot glass for everyone to drink out of at the bar.
Zach, I'll come celebrate raising my Series A round at the bar.
Zach, I'll come celebrate raising my seed round at the bar.
Zach, I'll invest with you in other companies raising their seed rounds at the bar, but maybe we should be a little bit more professional.
Zach, I'll donate $500 to help you host an event to invest in startup companies at the bar, but you should have a proper not-for-profit to receive the money.
Zach, I'll volunteer to help you organize an event where we invest in startups at a bar.
Zach, you don't really know that much about angel investing, so I'll be your lead investor. Are we really investing at a bar?
Zach, I'll apply to raise my seed round at the bar. Me 2. Me 3.
Me 4. Zach, you don't even have a projector to show slides at the bar. I'll let you use mine.
Zach, I just so happen to be a professional photographer. I'll take photos for you at the bar.
Zach, I'll come give a keynote speech at the bar. Well, there's a 90% chance I'll come.
Zach, I'll give you a deliberation room to use so your investors can have some semblance of privacy while everyone else is still at the bar.
Zach, I don't understand how this happened, but I want to invest in more companies with you at the bar.
Zach, I want you to come to my city and teach everyone what you're doing so we can do it too.
Read the next line too.
Zach, I want to co-found a real company with you and turn it into something truly special.
Zach, I want to build this great thing with you. A lot of people said that. Are you comfortable reading that line?
Yeah. Zach, this is verbatim. Zach, we're going to invest $14 million fucking dollars into over 100 prairie startups with you.
Wow, really? That's what we're going to do?
Yeah, it is. In fact, we just did it. Together, all of us.
My community is my accelerator. Your community is your accelerator. Our community is our accelerator with 6 simple words to live by. Have fun, make friends, build companies. So with that, we get the honor here in Edmonton of announcing the first winner from the 4 cities investing in companies tonight for Summit 9. So Kyle will do the honors. Who is the winner of Edmonton Summit 9 for Startup TNT?
Sketchdeck AI.
Let's hear it for Sketchdeck! Congratulations, Daniel. Daniel, you get in the middle.
What's next?
We take a photo together. Okay. Yeah. Would you like to say a few words?
You know what? Every time somebody asks me like about Startup TNT, I start from 2021. The first time we pitched, we didn't win, but we met an advisor, Dale Beard. He followed up with us, and that was really special. The second time we pitched, we got a team member, Grayson Ingram. He was just in the community. He saw us pitch, and he was like, I love what you're doing. I think I can add a lot of value. And it was awesome. It's been an exciting ride the past year with the team that we have. And so for all the founders who pitched tonight, there's more than one way to win. This is just one of them. For everyone else in the community, like, thank you.
Well spoken. Well spoken. And don't go anywhere, because there was a lot of great companies tonight. And we'd like to announce that there's at least one side deal we definitely want to do, hopefully more, but we're ready to announce at least one tonight, and that's with Northernmost. Come on up here, Northernmost team. Would you like to say a few words, Dan? Go ahead. Ron.
Side deal.
Dan or Ron.
We'll take it. Thank you, everybody. We're huge TNT fans, and we're there most Thursday nights, and true believers in what this community is doing. Thank you.
Well, just so you guys know, Daniel actually invests with us as well in the past. So he's both entrepreneur and investor, and that's what it's all about in the community. So let's hear it for everybody. We're not going anywhere. I think this is basically the end of our formal program. We've got some champagne to pop. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody behind the scenes. Abby, Winnie, Jonah, they don't get any credit, but they're doing all the work. They've been working their asses off. When we told them we have to shift this from 6 to 4 p.m., they just made it happen. And we all just got to due diligence on great companies. Kyle, any final words to the group?
It was a lot of fun. And Daniel, really proud of you. Congratulations. And Northernmost, good job.
All right, let's leave it there, guys. Let's pop the champagne. Stick around. We're going to start the Oilers in just a few minutes here. Thanks, everybody. Don't go anywhere.